Home Depot has installed noise machines that penetrate bones to deter day laborers. Now you can find in-person reportage of this if you look for it, like LA Taco, I think, has something, but I don't want to get caught up in any kind of copyrights. So I'm just going to play about 3 seconds of the Crest IGA's mosquito anti-loitering speaker, which that's what it's for, apparently. It's anti-loitering. So I mean, it kind of seems like they're using it for why it's designed. As for whether or not it's right or wrong, I suppose that's more up in the air. But here's about 3 seconds of it. You may want to turn your volume down a little bit, honestly. Hmm. Now, this whole Home Depot situation is absolutely ridiculous to me. We don't really have the ability to hear this story and say that it's the truth because these people were already invested in attacking Home Depot. They were attacking Home Depot because ICE was raiding Home Depot to find illegal immigrants because you fish where the fish are. And of course, that's going to be the go-to place for things like this. As this Futurism article puts it, migrant workers and such go there, and it's all part of the, as they put it, informal gig economy, which they say is a bad thing, a system which exploits poor and working class people for cheap labor. Now, I wouldn't say it exploits them exactly, and no more than they exploit the existence of that system. It's a, I mean, exploit isn't technically a bad thing, depending on how you mean it, but I think it's generally meant to be a negative thing. It it's a negative thing in its existence here. I don't think that this is the pipeline of how things should work, and I'll go into that later more. But it's it's being said as a negative thing here for this to exist, right? But at the same time, they're arguing that it should exist. So which is it? Is it a negative thing to exploit the immigrants and the illegal immigrants who are day laboring, or is it a positive thing? Do we want them there? Do we want ICE out of Home Depot? Do we want Home Depot to let all of these immigrants, illegal immigrants in many cases, to come there? Because that's what's gonna happen. Of course it is. I mean, again, I'll get more into the whole day laboring thing later on in the video, but it's not about the day laboring. It's about ICE. It's not about the mosquito machines. It's about Trump. It's about Home Depot giving some money to Trump. The thing is, they gave money to Kamala Harris as well. They've given a nearly equal amount, 54.89, 43.84% to congressional candidates. And that was in the 2024 cycle. Um, Assuming these stats are correct. I guess I can't vouch for everything Open Secret says, but they they're siding with both sides, and at the same time, the three co-founders, you got two Republicans and a Democrat. I think the Republicans are retired, and the company as a whole is officially unattached to politics, and it's also they've got investors and stuff in there as well, which have nothing to do with anything. So I'm baffled at the accusation that Home Depot is colluding with ICE. So let me get this straight. So ICE is coming there to arrest the illegal immigrants who aren't illegal immigrants because there's no such thing as that according to the Democrats. But at the same time, Home Depot is driving away these illegal immigrants with these mosquito speakers. And at the same time, they're being accused of colluding with ICE. So if they're driving the immigrants away and ICE is coming there for the immigrants, how the hell is that colluding with them? Is this not the exact same? Is what Home Depot is doing with these buzzers not the exact same, completely indifferent to a bunch of Democrats driving around honking their horns and blowing whistles to warn and drive away the immigrant? I mean, I guess from the Democrats' point of view, they're protecting and saving the immigrants, whereas from Home Depot's point of view, they're just keeping ICE out of their business and keeping all of these people in line wearing masks. Very brave of you. Keeping them out of their business as well, right? Keeping them out of Home Depot's way. But at the end of the day, how could you say that Home Depot's colluding with ICE in this? That they're basically getting everyone out of their hair. They're getting the immigrants out of their hair. They're getting ICE out of their hair. Like, if the immigrants aren't there, ICE can't arrest them. So how could you say that Home Depot is colluding with ICE? That's my point, is that people don't care about even like the basic logic. They just get mad and everything's their enemy at that point. Seems like Home Depot's trying to do business. Like, what's even the goal of all of this? It's basically just anti-Trump at the end of it. It's not really about anything else. It never is. It's always just trickle down drama. Basically, they don't like Trump, so they don't like ICE. So they protect illegal immigrants. So they're also protecting day laborers and attacking Home Depot. When really this whole pipeline of how is it put again? Informal gig economy should be completely annihilated and revamped into a way that's not exploitative to people who need to do something like that to survive, really, to get money or whatever, but at the same time doesn't allow for illegal immigrants to actually exploit the system. Home Depot denying it is, I mean, that's going to be a trip. I'm sure that'll be some fun drama. You can see videos where it is being used, and they do have these. Apparently, they have them at like one location. This is Fox 11's LA local, the LA Taco. They're also LA, so presumably, I mean, presumably it's just this one location, which it specifically says that location faces unique operational challenges. And you can see how this has spiraled into insanity instantly. They've one location, it seems, just this one Cypress Park location, apparently, that has K gates and these mosquito buzzers, and that has instantly resulted in bone penetrating sound torture being proclaimed as the fallout of this. I mean, are you kidding me? I don't know. I mean, this whole problem is solved very easily by having some sort of pipeline for getting work. Going and loitering outside of a construction business is how you get day labor jobs. I mean, don't you think that's odd? This, the year 2025, literally everyone, even in third world countries, tend to have iPhones with the whole universe's, well, the known universe's intelligence inside of it in every language imaginable. And this is how people are getting jobs. And it seems kind of obvious that a lot of the people getting jobs like that are not legal immigrants, because you don't need to be. You just go up to a Home Depot, you stand there, people say, oh, I need someone to do unskilled labor that doesn't require any training or any kind of background check or anything, and then I'm going to pay you in cash or Venmo or something, which means you don't have to take it to a bank or anything like that. Like, you have people who can't comprehend this, or maybe they do and they don't care, because a lot of the Democrats seem to think that illegal immigrants are actually legal because Democrats say so. Don't people go to Home Depot specifically for the day laborers? Should they need to? Is that a system that you think should be in place? Really? You have people making like weird comments like, "Oh, you're gonna point out that the Aramaic word for day labor was narrowed down to carpenter or builder." Like, what does that matter? Who cares? What does it have to do with anything? You're talking about Christ being a carpenter. What does this have to do with illegal immigrants? What does it have to do with ICE raids interrupting Home Depot? What does it have to do with all of the super progressive, intelligent, galaxy brain Democrats with good hearts going to Home Depot and forming gigantic lines where they buy ice scrapers and then return them, thus completely breaking the way the store is supposed to work? Look at all this Christmas stuff in the background. Oh yeah, the spirit of Christmas, ruining the store for everyone who wants to use it because, oh, you're mad that illegal aliens are being deported. You're trying to protect criminals coming into the country, trying to invade the country. You're mad because it's something Trump, really. Like, this is like adjacent to Trump in some way, so there you are, ruining Home Depot for everybody else, returning your ice scrapers. This is not an answer. And this is not an answer. All of these people BSing don't. What does day laborers even mean? Why would you want to deter day laborers? And the answer here is typically Mexicans hanging out or at the edge of a parking lot waiting for someone who needs work done to pick them up. I had never seen it until I went out west, and it's at every Home Depot I've been to out there. Never caused me any trouble, but Home Depot is probably getting tired of ICE raiding their lot. Yeah, I'd imagine Home Depot probably would be tired of that. They're not out there trying to cause problems for the most part, but that doesn't mean that they're legal citizens. It's the perfect place to go to get money if you are an illegal citizen, right? It's not like they're out there to cause people trouble necessarily, but that doesn't mean that they belong in the country legally. This comment here says they've quoted causing them to suffer headaches and nausea, and they say they're intentionally hurting people. How is that not criminal assault? Can't wait for them to be sued to high heaven by everyone. This makes sick. F Home Depot never getting another dime of my business. Someone saying that they've suffered headaches and nausea because of this noise doesn't make it true. the tiniest accusation, and that's enough to snowball into genocidal civil war. Now, this article written is by The Guardian, which is based out of the UK, and it's about Home Depot, which has no physical locations in the UK, at least as far as I can determine. European article about a store that doesn't have any physical locations in the UK is writing an article about them. That like I'm sort of like stumbling over my words here because of how ridiculous this is. I mean, a European news network writing an article about a foreign store claiming that they're torturing people. And these aren't their words exactly. They're words of LA City's Councilwoman Eunices Hernandez, who said they chose to weaponize sound. Devices like these are used as torture against our people. They say, this is the people's land. This is Caltrans land that is owned by Californians who pay taxes. The people's land is being used to torture the people. I'm not really sure how the Caltrans can own the land that is owned by California. That doesn't necessarily make sense, but putting that aside, the word torture, like if you were forced to stay there and listen to it, don't get me wrong, this is very annoying, this noise they've got. I understand why they're doing it, and I understand why ICE is raiding the day laborers, and I understand why the day laborers are there. I understand every aspect of this, except for why the Democrats think that illegal immigrants loitering around Home Depot to get jobs for money to stay in the country that they shouldn't be in is a good thing. I don't understand that part. And I know that people who aren't illegal immigrants still do this, and that's technically fine. But for them, there should be a better pipeline, right? There should be a better pipeline for the people who are citizens of the country, who either want to or need to be a day laborer, than going out and standing in the hot sun or the cold wind or the rain or whatever, and just hoping that someone drives up and says, hey, I need you to hammer in some nails. And that person also isn't a serial murderer or something. And it's also bad for the citizens, because maybe the day laborer's a madman. You don't know. Maybe the day laborer's going to kill you with a nail gun and go do bad things to your family. You have no idea. This is just a bad system all around, and it shouldn't exist. I don't understand why anyone is defending this. It shouldn't be defended. Like, the entire system shouldn't be defended. Like, there's no technical problem with them existing, but they need to have a different kind of format. There needs to be something to organize this. It's ridiculous that it exists the way it is. It's ridiculous that Democrats defend it because they're defending illegal aliens because they're somehow Trump adjacent. Even though they aren't technically Trump adjacent, by the way. Illegal immigrants existed and were a problem before Trump was even born. Let's just set that straight right now. The Democrats are doing it mostly because they hate Trump, and that's really the primary reason. But it's also ridiculous that The Guardian is making an article about this. It's ridiculous that people don't even know what a day laborer is, and yet they're commenting about how it's a bad thing. It's just also ridiculous. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Take care now. Bye-bye then.